All right, welcome to the Songcast.com presentation. I'm Breaky CPK, going to be your shoutcasting host and doing yet another solo cast. This is the GosuGamers main event, second round of the losers bracket. We have TSoG taking on RAK here in the best of the three series. Here it is, game 3. It's been an awesome series so far. It really has been an awesome series. We haven't been getting a lot of great series lately. There was one recently, I believe, that actually did go all 3 games. But anyways, we haven't been having too many all 3 games with that said, even at that. And it is always awesome to see that. And both games really, back and forth. Game 1, a great comeback for RAK. Game 2, TSoG, frankly, dominating from the beginning and eventually led that into a victory in the end, especially just great play from Papa Drich playing the Soul Stealer and just overran them really in the end. So that's kind of just a recap real quickly of where we are at and how we have gotten here to the Game 3 in the picking stage. Again, RAK is currently from the Southeast Asian area. They come out of that section. So, and of course, the TSoG from Sweden. So, in terms of finding a server to play on, it's not easy, but welcome to international tournament play. They did decide to go in US West all 3 games. So, obviously, you can't do a ping all being a replay cast. But I'm sure it was not too shabby for really either side. And so, yeah. But, of course, it's always important pointing that out. I'll keep it on 2x speed for now, at least, while we are at the picking stage. So, the bands. Let's see. What are the bands? We got Sandwraith once again, Dr. Repulsor, Bubbles, Thunderbringer, Witchslayer, and Gladiator yet again for the 3rd time. So Gladiator banned all 3 games. They're very interesting there. Sandwraith, though, again, if you weren't here for Game 1, he really made a dominating performance for RAK and ultimately leading to the victory for them. So he was he banned both in Game 2 and now Game 3. Bubbles, the new ban this time around, I believe. No. Was he? No, yeah, he's a new ban. He was played both games, so yeah, he was banned this time around. Instead, it was, I want to say, who was banned last time? I'm totally blanking. Help me out, guys. Who am I missing? Who was the other ban last game? Devour, that's right. It was Devour. He was banned the first 2 games. Not banned this time, though. We'll see if either team looks to pick him up. So, that is... The screen is weird. The screen's fine, right, guys? It should be fine. Yeah, screen's fine. People are just QQing. Okay. It actually is 16 by 9, so I don't know what you're talking about. It definitely is widescreen. Anyways. Okay, so the picks, yeah. So we got the final 2 looking here for TSoG, and then, of course, 1 more for RAK. But, yeah, so the bans, no Devour ban this time, but neither side choosing to pick them up at least yet. We'll see if it fits into either side's strategy. Apparently not for TSoG, so now RAK with their last pick. We'll see, but it doesn't look like it either. So he was the only different one, though. Again, though, Bubbles is the new one this time around. But he has had... Surprisingly enough, though, I mean, again, I guess he really hasn't had dominating performance throughout the series, but for whatever reason was just decided to be banned this time around by one of the 2 teams. I would guess TSoG because RAK used him twice for the first 2 games. Anyways, though, the picks, interesting picks here as we are kind of running down, so let me just slow it down. There we go. Interesting picks here. We got, for RAK, let's start with them. We got Predator, Glacius, Wretched Hag, Behemoth, and Polywog Priest. Is their 5-man setup for the Team RAK over here. They're going with the Predator carry. Not a carry we get to see all too often, but he definitely has, obviously, a very powerful hero. The Stone Hide can cause a lot of issues for many heroes, both really for magical and physical. Obviously, a lot of people forget that it also does increase your armor as well as making you magic immune, but clearly the magic immune is ultimately what is the big factor of it. So, always a powerful hero. Now, as we always talk about, whether or not they're going to run the tri-lane is not the question. They do got tri-lane potential, but at the same time, they definitely have potential, mix it up a bit as well. Again, we've seen 2-2-1 from TSoG both Game 1 and Game 2. So, if you're RAK over here, your thought process has to be, we probably should expect that for now a 3rd game in a row. Yes, TSoG, they very likely could have ran that strategy simply because they noticed that's what RAK was planning on running with their trial lane. And, well, frankly, again, they, of course, have the setup to do a trial lane, but they are instead perhaps going to go something different here. Right now we see Glacius and Behemoth walking towards the middle. Clearly, they can still make adjustments, so I guess we really can't call anything yet, but interesting. Gonna see how that turns out. Polywog Priest, though, another hero we haven't seen a whole lot in competitive play, but when we do see him, definitely a powerful one. Obviously, a very powerful double CC, one being the channel with the tongue tied, but his ultimate being great for tower pushing, and an excellent ganker as well if he gets those levels. So that's that's definitely going to come into play once again, of course, how they lane this. So we'll see as they are making their way out. Okay, but yeah, so that's the Legion team. As far as TSoG is concerned, we got Soul Stealer, Voodoo Jester, Madman, Magnus, and Chipper. So we get to see Chipper again. Rust Agent 007. He played him last time. Playing him again here this game. He's laned to be solo at the bottom. And this is actually interesting. We actually saw this same lane from RAK last game with Voodoo Jester and Madman. But TSoG, taking that, putting it into their book, and they're actually doing that themselves. So that's a little bit fun there to point that out. That leaves Magnus and Soul Stealer top, an odd combination. But, the Magnus stun gets the Demon Hands to be lined out. That's ultimately why Glacius is obviously a powerful babysitter. But it's going to be interesting because obviously you look at the mini-map, you see how the lanes are setting up right now. TSoG perhaps going to be the ones that need to make an adjustment. It might need to be quickly. Predator is up here by himself currently. Magnus coming in from behind, actually landing a stun right there. He does have that Iron Buckles to block a little bit of damage. Fisher Stun comes out, unfortunately, kind of splitting them up. I don't know if that was ultimately the plan right there. But he does split them up, and now Predator going to fall back. So, of course, now Magnus and Soul Stealer realizing that at least Behemoth is nearby. And it looks like RAK, though, they were perhaps planning on running a tri-lane initially at the top. But Glacius headed towards the middle as soon as they saw the Madman Voodoo Jester lane. And I honestly, I think it's pretty obvious you have to give advantage to the RAK over here in terms of farm advantage. Well, I mean, I don't know, though, because Mr. X on a Madman, he can constantly use that. Oh, my God. Polywog Priest pushed up a little bit too far right there. Wow, Madman choosing not to chase, though. He did not have a stock, so playing very defensive there. Or not defensive necessarily, but choosing not to chase. And Polywog Priest is able to get away, but definitely overextending a little bit too much himself right there. Hold on there again. There we go. But, but the top lane, though, again, it's going to be Predator Glacius in the end against Magnus Soul Stealer. Magnus, not the usually babysit that you're used to seeing, but of course with Soul Stealer being a ranged carry, not that big of a deal. Magnus is doing a lot of creep pulling in the meantime. Of course, splitting that experience. Port down here, and Predator and Glacius both put in the bottom lane, so RAK making an early game adjustment here themselves. They figured they wanted to run the tri-lane, but they were forced into a change, and again, you gotta expect that. But here we go at the leap on a Chipper. He was not ready for this. He's just gonna go for a kill himself. It's clearly not gonna happen, though, and the Bloodlust kill comes out for Predator, so well played right there from Team RAK, pointing to the bottom lane. Obviously, in the end, they did it to switch it up. But it just so happened that they were able to set up an effective gank as well on a Chipper in the process. So RAK is now sending that Predator to the bottom lane. So, of course, he's going to get that farm. And Chipper is going to come back down here as well. So now the question is, do we see TSoG make an adjustment after that? Are we going to see these mind games keep going? By the way, Polywog Priest, he's guts initiated on. Behemoth also having to fall back as he'll make his way back and get some regen. This is RAK's water side right there. Interesting placement. Oh, wait, I gotta use my new mod. Yeah, let's see how much vision it gives. Well, I guess I probably can't now. They're kind of standing next to it. I believe it does give them like vision uphill, though, of course, and seeing if they are there. That kind of did screw over Polywog Priest earlier on, so wants to make sure he can see up there. Top lane, Wretched Hag dropping fairly low. Magnus still walking back himself as he got some creep action on him. Ooh, middle lane action, it looks like Madman diving in, trying to kill Behemoth. Behemoth will eventually take down to the curse and the auto attack. Voodoo Jester falling back now himself. But yeah, TSoG, they can try to maybe turn this around, but Warder Revelation also here from RAK. The electric jolt actually finishes off Voodoo Jester, and a mic at the kill. The tongue tie comes out, and yes, PH Leia on Polywog Priest ends up with a double tap right there. Wow, that was interesting. Both Mr. X and Away right there on Madman and Voodoo Jester, kind of unsure of themselves, it seemed like. And we weren't sure if they actually wanted to go all out in or, you know, kind of fall back, kind of stutter-stepped. And, well, Polywog Priest took all that advantage. Predator pushing up a lot right there, but then using that Stone Hide to help himself get out. Chipper, though, or excuse me, Madman chasing down this Glacius. Barrel roll comes out, hitting both. Rocket, though, taken by Predator. The second one hits Glacius. He's so low. Not going to happen, though. The stock goes through, gets the kill. Madman may not be finished. Yeah, he is. He does not want to tower dive that. And Predator will survive, but a nice little takedown there at the bottom side in the meantime. So, yeah, we've had some interesting plays so far. From both sides, really, and some decision-making. So, it's definitely, it's been a much different game than the first two games in the laning phase. Really, the first two games, it really came down to, obviously, the first game, there was 0 adjustments. The second game is really only 1 adjustment. This game, it's constantly moving. There's no static lanes. They're just everyone seems to be moving all over the place, rather than the top lane, I guess. But between the bottom and middle especially, there is some action going on in the middle lane. And ticking down those behemoths due to that curse. Polywog Priest wants this kill on Voodoo Jester, though. He will get it. Now can he get away is the question. Oh, he tries to juke right there using the bottle charges, barely staying alive. Madman is out of mana, so if he buys a distance, oh, he's able to get enough mana. He had a regen and bottled up. Didn't even notice that. That's going to help him, of course. Ooh, he turns around at the last second for an electric jolt and ends up going down anyways. Probably could have kept running, but yeah, probably wouldn't have survived either. He had a stock and a barrel, of course, up anyways. But talk about a nice rune to have right there. Very ideal. Has mana all the way back up, and now plus the extra bottle charges. So yeah, this middle lane especially, they like to go back and forth. Behemoth is level 3 at this point. So Predator, though, let's see how his farm has increased since coming down here. He's 19-5 currently. It has increased. And actually, his gold per minute is actually shooting up there. Of course, he is working with that Bloodlust skill still, so kind of skewed because of that, perhaps. Polywog Priest is a talent build, that is true, yeah. Usually you at least see level 1 of Morph, and if not, you know, maxing out Morph after the fact rather than Tongue-Tied, but he's going level 3 Jolt and level 2 Tongue-Tied currently. He's just at level 6 right there, as you can see, so... Now has his ultimate to use. Voodoo Jester sitting nearby, though, with an Invis Rune. If Polywog Priest pushes up a little bit right here, he's going to be taken out there. They're just going to die for it. There goes the Acid Cocktail. He has his ultimate, though. Will he use it, though, is a question. Honestly, yes, he is going to use it right there. Can he get the Tongue-Tied? No, he's just out of range. If he reacted right away right there, he very likely could have caught Madman. In the end, though, the dot is just too much from Voodoo Jester. By the way, speaking of another interesting build, he does have level 3 Cursed Ground. So going the Acid Cocktail Cursed Ground build, being in only a 2-man lane, not taking advantage of that mojo. But so far, the Cursed Ground has proved to be very effective, and especially with their aggressive play that they're playing. And the top lane, in the meantime, Wretched Hag got picked off between Magnus and Soulstealer. Soulstealer actually getting credit for the kill right there. Predator, by the way, finishing his Ghost Marchers now. Yeah, this middle lane, I mean, both sides, they really just going back and forth through the Fidget Stun, unfortunately, wrong side right there. RAK, like I said, they've used some decent gold early on for both Wards of Sight here in this middle lane, as well as Ward of Revelations. You see Away actually placing a ward up here as well himself. I'm actually curious what kind of vision that gives them. Pretty much all the way to the tower. That's actually not, I honestly have never seen a ward there. It's a fairly good vision, though. Let us log out. Madman charging in. He uses the barrel roll on Polywog Priest. That Fidget Stone, though, actually scattered the team. Prevented them from, at least Voodoo Jester, from really getting in there. But yeah, Voodoo Jester and Madman, that combination right there is playing very, very aggressive. And compared to last game, again, this was the same matchup, or lineup, I should say, that RAK had last game with Voodoo Jester and Madman in the middle, and they were not nearly as effective. To be fair, though, they were going up arguably a tougher lane. I'm trying to actually recall what it was, to be honest. can't even remember. That game was so long ago. I do way too many games. I believe it was double range, though. Unlike this one. Glacius kind of harassing Magnus in the lane. Was it SS Glacius? Okay, yeah, I thought it was. Were they middle, actually? I don't remember. Magnus stunning in on a Wretched Hag, and the Demon Hand lands right on top of it, so well played right there. Voodoo Duster also coming in, but now he's getting caught right here. Good fissure block. That's what I'm talking about. Forcing Voodoo Duster to go around. Unfortunately, Polywalk Priest got caught pushed up right there. The Cursed Ground is tick, 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 and boom. There we go. Voodoo Duster gets a kill. A smackdown on top of that. The wards are still up. Unfortunately, no heroes around. Acid Cocktail. Can he make this getaway? No, he cannot. Glacius came in at the last second and froze him to death. Predator also joining the fight, figuring trying to get some kills out of this. Leaps on him, Magnus. Magnus out of mana for a stun, but he does have enough for Steam Bath. Not going to matter, though, as Marion actually took the kill right there. Probably could have allowed Predator to take it, but maybe figured he was going to sit in the Steam Bath, though, so just decided to clean him up and play it safe. And sure enough, they got the kill. So right now we're looking at a 9-7 hero kill advantage in favor of the Hellborn team. Helm of the Victim picked up on Predator, by the way. Doubt we'll see a Shaman's Headdress, so could be, you know, obviously not too often you see a lifesteal attack modifier either with that set on a Predator. The Sanatorius would be the next in line option, and that is more likely that we have seen before. An item that we don't get to see too often. Yeah, picks up Gloves of the Swift, so he is going for that Insanatorius. Good little strength booster. Wretched Hag gets initiated on in the middle lane. That Cursed Ground would have had the kill no matter what. So, yeah, TSoG going a very aggressive build here in the middle lane between Madman and Voodoo Jester, and really making it work against this combination. Predator in a lot of trouble. He cannot get that Stone Knight activated. There we go. Finally gets it off after the stun wears off. Glacius going to free Soul Stealer. Will he avoid the Demon Hand, though? And one more. He thinks he has too much life. He doesn't, though. Nuke him. He should be dead. There we go. Wanted to get one more auto attack in there. I guess wanted to play safe. Got the kill. Magnus also stunned on a Glacius and got the kill. So well played right there by the Hellborn side, doing that combination. So yeah, as a whole, TSoG playing very, very aggressive this game. Although lanes that it has been a while since we've seen these style of lanes, let alone a Magnus Soulstealer lane. But TSoG making it work here. Madman also pushed up here now. Want to maybe get a lucky pick on somebody. Wretched Hag has been having a lot of trouble this game, and you see right there as the initiation just continues. And Soulstealer finishes the kill and then walks on out. So Papa Drage having back-to-back really powerful Soulstealer games here. Obviously, Game 2 definitely set up the victory for TSoG. And now here in Game 3, looking impressive once again. Currently 4-0. Chipper took pressure at the top side after losing the tower right there. Launch some rockets out. Nice barrage. Hit him with 2 of them, I believe. Polywalk Priest, another use of the wards. He is yet... Okay, I guess I take that back. I was about to say he's yet to use them to push a tower, but clearly that's what those wards were for. Doi. It's one of those doi moments. Freaking idiot. Madman has a double damage rune activated. But yeah, Wretched Hag, I was talking about her. Really struggled this game so far. She's just really sitting on 100 gold per minute, but the 4 deaths, that's really been doing it here. And yeah, make that 5. That should take her down. He throws on the taunt at the last second. Just like, yeah, what of it? Wretched Hag goes down. That's I think that's like his 3rd SmackDown. Along with a total of 7 hero kills already. Wow, Away is playing very active. Cursed Ground working, proving to be a smart choice. Magnus is going to do a nifty stun out. No, he gets hexed just before he stuns, but he still gets it off. Wow, that would have been embarrassing if the hex actually prevented that as a whole. But he gets away, using a health potion immediately, and joins his team in the middle. Polywalk once again has his wards cooldown. Takes the stun though initially. Are they going to follow this up? Magnus coming in there. He thought about stunning him, but he gets frozen. Now he stuns in, using the Steam Bath. And Polywalk Priest goes down as Soulstealer once again comes in for a kill. Predator though, oh, he wanted to leap right there, but just went fade to black. You could tell because of the You know, just stopping all of a sudden. Obviously, he wanted to leap, but wasn't successful. So right now, RAK is being outplayed in terms of aggressiveness, but Predator, he has been getting a very good farm, and not the top farm, of course, whenever going up against a Soul Stealer. Shouldn't expect that to happen. But he does have his 300 gold per minute, and he's very likely going to finish this in Sanitarius soon. I believe it's a Steam stat and then the pattern. Let me actually check on that. Yeah, Steam stat and the pattern, so 1,300 gold total. Speaking of that, does he have anything in his... Yeah, so he has a Steam stat, so now he just needs a pattern. Then we'll have the all-powerful and Sanitarius. So, you know, kind of similar to the first game, where obviously the lanes have been completely different. That necessarily hasn't been the case, but, you know, TSoG, they didn't necessarily let Sandwraith get a free farm, but Sandwraith managed to, or RAK managed to turtle it long enough and prevent the overall aggressive pushing and ganking from happening that in the end Sandwraith was able to take it over. I don't feel that necessarily that's as big of a scare this game. Predator is by all means a very dangerous late game hero, but I think TSoG definitely has more firepower come to the late game stage themselves, starting with Madman and of course Soul Stealer as well. So honestly, I think that they can, if the same scenario happens as the first game, I think TSoG would definitely would be in a better spot at least at this point. Madman throwing out the stun right there, preventing them from going on Polywog. So yeah, we did see that one push down here by Polywog Priest using those wards. Other than that, though, haven't seen it yet. For the most part, he's been using it really for the team fights. Wretched Hag is him struggling is really hurting this Team RAK. It seems like they've always had a hero like that on their team. The first two games there was Bubbles, and this game, well, it's Wretched Hag. Both Bubbles and Wretched Hag definitely need those levels early on to ultimately make them efficient. As Chipper went down, by the way, to the bottom lane to Predator. Middle side, we do have action picking up. That Cursed Ground ultimate combination on Polywog Breeze, trying to use the power supply to give him enough regen. It looks like it just might be enough. Oh, nope, Soul Stealer will change that. He comes in, he throws out no, that was a waste smackdown again, so that wasn't Papa Drich, but he ends up getting the kill. And poor Polywog, he's like, am I going to live? He's like timing it out. Am I actually going to live through this? And all of a sudden Soul Stealer comes in nowhere and just nukes him. I was like, I'll take care of that for you. Insanitarius finishes, as you can see, by the way, on Predator. He's now 1,600 live with it activated. Taking some damage here from Soul Stealer. Soul Stealer, though, definitely needs to be careful. I mean, a leap from Predator could drop him fairly fast. Did have support nearby, though. But yeah, it definitely has been unfortunate for RAK that all three games they've had that one hero that's just really, although could really use that early levels and is an excellent early game to mid game ganker, just haven't had that accomplished though. Whether it was Bubbles and now this game Wretched Hag. And it's looking like we're going to see that once again in this game. Madman going way up there, gets a tongue-tied ultimate combination off. He's in a lot of trouble, gets Fissure blocked as well. I don't know if the Fissure actually stunned him, however. I honestly do not believe it did. I did not see his life drop after the fact, so missing the actual damage on the Fissure stun as well as the extra mini stun might have actually allowed Madman to get away. I don't know if it necessarily would have gone the kill, but definitely a factor. Again, I'm not 100% on that, though. It looked like that to me initially, though. But Madman gets away nonetheless, using the health potion as well as the mana regen. Or the bottle regen. Again, though, Predator sitting in his bottom lane. He actually does go the lifesteal attack modifier, so getting the Hungry Spirit. I'm curious now if he goes for the Elder Parasite, actually. Honestly, wouldn't be surprised. Or if he stays the safe way and goes the Whispering Helm. This pretty much seems to be a habit of all three games, really, for RAK. They have that one hero every single game. First game was Sandwraith, second game was Forsaken Archer, and now this game, Predator, who gets a very powerful farm, but everyone else doesn't do too well in the farming stage. Farming area. Polywog Priest is managing to stay over the 200 gold per minute mark. Oh, Glacius, that's unfortunate. Got his acid cocktail stunned as soon as he started the port. So it canceled immediately, and in the meantime, obviously, he was trying to port down here to support his Predator teammate. But that didn't happen. If you are just tuning in, this is Game 3 here in the GosuGamers Losers Bracket second round. RAK versus TSoG. TSoG and RAK are tied now here in this, obviously that being making a Game 3. Lose here, you finished. You win here, you stay alive. And, ooh, a little bit. That was interesting right there. Magnus did stun in. Portal Key from Social, though, backing up. They eventually, the tower actually gets taken out. They could not deny it, unfortunately. Madman, in the meantime, was pushing the top. RAK gets the life tube. Get him by. Steam boots and a life tube. Glowstone on Polywog. Soul Stealer doing what he did last game, pretty much the same route. Getting Portal Key first, then going to go Shrunken Head. Powerful as it was last game. And most games for that matter. It's kind of funny. I mean, when we initially saw the nerf, or when we had the nerf on Soul Stealer initially, it was what, 2 months ago or something now, even longer than that. But his cast time and his ultimate was increased from 1 second to 1.4. There's all the speculation, and in fact, we did actually have different builds on Soul Stealer. There's more DPS focused early on, like straight Geometer Veins, straight even Ice Brands, going more DPS focused, actually staying away from Portal Keys altogether. But lately, it seems like we've kind of just gone back to the whole Portal Key Shrunken Head combination. That just now is once again the powerful choice to use. So it kind of shows you the adaptation that players and teams make over time. He did go Elder Parasite, so Predator went the Elder Parasite route. So I like that though, combined with the Incendiarius. He can dish out a good chunk of damage pretty fast. Obviously, it's ultimate on top of that with the minus armor and whatnot. He's going to port to the top lane where they're all grouping up, actually. It's going to get scary for Madman if he overextends himself. He's kind of sitting back. He sees several there. Predator, ooh, he pushed up a little bit. It was looking to leap onto him. Of course, though, the stock would have screwed him anyways. Getting a Sustainer, by the way, so... Could possibly be seen a Rune Axe on this Madman. Hopefully it's not a 37-minute Rune Axe. Madman sitting behind. Port's coming in. He's going to look to go on a Predator right here. Yes, he comes in. Water Revelation is placed so they can see him stalking in. There goes the Soul Stealer ultimate actually going off. I don't know if that was the greatest placement, actually, but here we go. More initiation into the fight. Stonehide used by Predator. He takes out Voodoo Jester just like that. Now running away from this Magnus, actually. Magnus stunning in. Now he's looking to get away. That's the Legion team chasing him back. And yes, there we go. Predator leaping on a chip right there. Magnus using the ultimate. He comes into the midst of 3 players. Behemoth ultimate. That was a horrible ultimate, though. I don't even know if it did damage right there. Predator is still alive, though, using that Incendiarius. Another Parasite. Oh, he gets the kill on Madman just before he goes down with the assistance of Wretched Hag. But the tower does finish him off. But a hat trick by Predator right there. And God, he just showed his power already. So that's scary news for TSoG. Sure, he went down in the end. But he got, obviously, the hat trick, including on a Madman. So they're now hurt because that. This tower's going to be dropping. Can Papa Drage denied using the vulnerability right there. He wasn't ready for that, though. Someone else did. So now the timing game. Oh, good play by Papa Drage right there. He made Wretched Hag make a decision. If he stayed in and went for the final blow, he would have got very close to dying right there. So he forced him to make the decision. And sure enough, Wretched Hag blinked away. And Soul Stealer denied the tower. Word of Revelation. Seeing if there's a word there. But yeah, so Predator, he's going to be up in another 10 seconds. He has, he bought something. He definitely had to buy something. He only has 200 gold. I'm sure it's in the stash. We'll see it on him as soon as he reses. Where'd he go? Ooh, broadsword. Possibly rift shards? That is rift shards, right? I'm not thinking stupid. Yeah, okay. I wouldn't think barbed armor. Rift shards would be interesting. I don't know if I've ever seen rift shards on a predator. Could be several things though, so we'll kind of lay off for that for now. We'll see as it progresses. Madman running into Behemoth right here. Behemoth is dropping fairly fast, but Glacius and Polywalk Priest now here as well. Behemoth going down, though. He's stuck in there a little bit too long. He didn't even use his fissure stone right there. I'm not sure what they were. That was just bad communication right there from RAK. It seems like all three of them were kind of like, someone used CC. I don't know what's going to happen. But no one ended up using CC. Polywalk Priest, he's running in the jungle. Madman coming back in, still with the ultimate activated. Missing the barrel roll right there, however. And Polywalk Priest will eventually get away. But yeah, that was definitely an odd sequence there for RAK. Kind of a free kill for Madman despite being 1 versus 3. Predator just farming the middle. Magma's obviously not much he can do by himself. Chilling around, looking for someone to come help him eventually. That was the word I was looking for. Polywog working on his Staff of the Master. Always a powerful item on him. That's the overall farm. Papa Drach again on Soul Stealer. He's back up there. He's now up to 430 gold per minute, showing his Shrunken Head and the Portal Key. Predator, though, he's climbing up there. He's up to 356 himself. And again, these items are definitely very powerful. He showed that last team fight. Madman, how's he doing? He's nearing the 300 actually mark, and he has 2,000 gold saved up. So I believe that kind of lets you know that he's going actually for a Nullstone. Which now let's think it would block the leap and a Polywog's abilities as well as Glacius Freeze. Haunch though can get rid of it fairly easy, so it is a useful tool. We'll see. It could still be a Rune Axe, of course, but saving up this much gold, usually they do buy at least one of the swords initially. But he now has 2,100 gold saved up, so obviously if we see Blessed Orb, then we know. If we don't, then probably Rune Axe. Madman going to come to the bottom lane on Predator right here, but Predator, I don't think Madman could have won a 1 versus 1 fight anyway, so we'll just go in there. Ooh, he does have double damage ring though, actually, which he just used, of course. Running at the tree right there, kind of got spotted out. A little bit of a Tundra Blast, but in the end he's going to be fine. Polywalk Priest doing all he can to defend this tower. And vulnerabilities used. Are they going to deny? Yeah. No, they're not. Soul Stealer gets the kill on Ports out. He did use a Shrunken Head, however, as you saw. In the meantime, Madman getting caught right here. Jumping on him is Predator. And actually, Wretched Axe kind of stole the kill right there. But hey, Wretched Axe could definitely use a little bit of farm. But a good, solid kill onto Madman. Definitely a hero that, of course, they want to take out if they can. And wow, Predator did go Rift Shards. Interesting. But it's interesting in the sense I don't think I've ever seen it before. At least, well, I guess we really don't see Predator too much, but hell, it, kind of makes sense. He is hitting very hard with this combination right here, the Elder Parasite and Incinitarius, and now Rift Shard. You combo that in with the ultimate that he uses. I want to see a crit. Where's his crit? Come on. Crit one of these creeps. Come on. Come on. Okay, really? He's attacked like 50 times and he hasn't gotten a crit yet. So much for Rift Shards being useful. There we go, 418. So, that's quite a bit already. And it's on a creep, I know, but still, it's an idea. So, we'll see if someone on the team now gets a shield breaker. A good follow-up item, though, of course, would probably be something like a Demonic Breastplate at this point for Soul Stealer. After he finishes Rift Shards, perhaps level 4. Soul Stealer picked up Glacius there in the meantime. Soul Stealer 8-0, so again, not near the Immortal streak yet, but he's on his way. Yeah, he does upgrade it, so he's going to get a level 4 Rift Shards first, of course. And then work on his next item. Wretched Hag. Still, well, no, her gold has actually shot up. She's now up to 220 gold per minute. Obviously, 2 and 5 hero kill score, but a lot of those deaths pretty much happened really early on. Has now recovered a little bit. Running into a illusion soul, so they're right there using the Sonar Scream, kind of freaked out. Oh my god. Voodoo Chests are going to catch this Wretched Ag. That curse comes out. There's the rockets. Maximum damage. And Papa Trey just like, I know the curse had him, but I'm just going to take care of it myself. And he's now a champion of New Earth. And possible Congo attempt here now by the Hellborn side. Legion team, they do not have any vision in this area. This is their nearest warded sight. Unfortunately, that's not enough. Yeah, absolutely no idea. I mean, they probably have somewhat of an idea, but even if they do, they're not reacting to it. Glacius, in the meantime, using the ultimate down here at the bottom, or the top lane, excuse me, against this lone Madman, trying to protect the tower. Madman dives in, though. Can he get the deny? Oh, he doesn't even try to. He gets a dust off over. Predator leaps in. Oh, Madman's probably going to use his life right here for that tower kill. He puts the barrel roll out, but of course the Stone Knights up, and not going to matter. He goes down 500 plus crit right there at the end. Yeah. This Predator is pretty beastly right now. Oh, good. Conqueror, though, did go down. Solstice there, I'm guessing, picked it up. Yep, there we go. Good job right there by Glacius, though, getting the dust out just before Predator came in. Ensuring that he'd be able to leap on him effectively. Speaking of Staff of the Master, Chipper, of course, going for his. Finished on Poliwag. Level 3 Rift Shards now. Uh-oh, Magnus. You might want to get away from there, buddy. Knowing that he can just stun, so... no point in sleep. Oh, nice play right there by Predator. Cancels his leap. Kind of makes him actually use the Steam Bath. I guess that really isn't a big deal, but it's just kind of funny. Unless he got disjointed. I guess he could have got disjointed. I think it was a cancel, though. There's a hold on Soulstealer. For some reason, Soulstealer found it necessary to... be down here at the bottom. I got oh god, oh dear god, Predator just tore him apart. Ay. That, yeah, when a Predator does that, that's, you know, you're in a bad spot. TSoG, wow. Soulstealer, so he just died twice, obviously, using the Shrunken Head, or excuse me, the Token of Life. This is not good news for them. That Predator, God, yeah. If he focus, who cares about a Shrunken Head? If he focus fires a Soulstealer like that every single fight, I mean, that Soulstealer's not going to live too long, as we saw right there. He now, I believe he's going to be able to finish his level 4 Rift Shard soon, and then, yeah. Okay, anyways, they're pushing the middle lane right here. The Hellborn team, they're going to do the best they can. Portal Key is on Magnus. He does have his level 2 ultimate. He's going to use it right here. He's going to jump in. There we go. Good placement. Great Lava Surge hitting all 5 players. That's going to set up a lot right there. The Legion team dropping like freaking flies. Predator is getting out. He barely gets out in time. Wretched Ag also trying to survive this rocket. Oh, wow. Just out of range. I thought that rocket was going to hit him for sure, but no, it just misses. And Predator stays alive. Wow. Using the Insanitarius cooldown, obviously, and getting that life back up there. God, that was close, though. But what a Magnus initiation. Hyde. I tell you, we talk about impressive players on certain heroes. Hyde definitely has a solid history on a Magnus. And he just showed why right there. That was it's not too often you see a Lava Surge hitting all 5 players with an ultimate activated. And no doubt that obviously won the fight right there for TSoG. So they did not have Soulstealer there. I mean, obviously that's a big thing to remember about that fight. They did not have Soulstealer in a 4vs5 fight, yet they still won it. And I don't think they even lost anyone. Am I wrong at that? Did they lose anyone? No, he did. They did lose. They lost one. Okay. So they lost, I guess they lost Mr. X in that fight. But anyways, they lost one, they got 3 at least, and yeah, forced them all the way back, and they saved the tower. Great fight right there from TSoG in a very, very dangerous spot. Madman, so as you can see, of course, he's had it for a while, in fact. He did go Runed Axe. Again, a fairly late Runed Axe, but earlier than what we saw before, and more respectable this time around. At this point, they're not in the turtle mode yet. Predator is still sitting on level 3 Rift Shard, so you gotta figure, I mean, he's didn't die through all that, and he's been alive, so in fact, it might have just been delivered to him. Yes, it was. So now he has level 4, so now the next in line is what he gets. Again, Demonic Breastplate is definitely a valid option here. We'll see. But again, as I stated earlier, so we're kind of at the state where we were first game. You know, Sandray just all of a sudden just started to take over the game, and eventually just took it over. We called that from the very beginning. In this game, I don't see that being the case. Predator, again, a very powerful hero, and obviously he's getting a very good farm, and he's been showing it, but that Madman is also can be very dangerous himself, and he got his rune decks much earlier than we saw the last time. And he's definitely been taking effect of it, and we'll have his items, bigger items soon. The Soul Stealer as well could definitely be pretty beastly himself. And when it comes to team fights, the Hellborn team, it's especially if Magnus can line up initiations like that, I mean, they're going to have the advantage. But, of course, the Legion team, they have definitely their own things. But right now, the biggest factor is the Behemoth versus Magnus comparison. Behemoth is 5 levels lower, as well as is even close to a Portal Key. He does have 1385, so he's getting up there. I mean, as long as he doesn't die, of course. He could have his Portal Key in the next 2 minutes or so, but that right now is a huge deal. I mean, it's still only level 1 ultimate at this point, and that's definitely makes a difference. So, still think TSoG is in a fairly good spot, of course, and obviously the gold and experience lead shows that. 10,000 gold lead, 8,500 experience lead. Predator, just free from its bottom lane, however. But again, it's TSoG. They can afford this to happen this game. They can, if they want to play the farming game, they can definitely withstand a lot better this game. So I don't have as much of a problem this time around as I did the first game. It would be nice, though, to maybe see gank attempts on Predator, but at the same time, you need a 3-man gank squad at the very least to do that. Because obviously with the Stonehide, it becomes difficult, let alone he can turn around and just tear you apart. Not too friendly. Staff of the Master finished on Shipper. Initiation up here, looks like. No, Wretched Hag is harassing Madman a little bit. Wretched Hag working on her own Nullstone. You look at the Hellborn team. It's an iffy pickup. It really only stops Voodoo Jester, actually, if I'm correct. I'm looking. And also, it really only stops Voodoo Jester. Blinks there on top of Madman, but Madman definitely dangerous, so needs to be careful. He does have support coming, however, in Behemoth, and going to get the Fidget Stun off. Nope, not going to try. Just going to fall back. Yeah, I mean, Nullstun, again, if it is good regen, I mean, there's no doubting that. Decent stats, but I just don't know if it's worth getting all that money for a Nullstun when its only effective use is going to be against a solo Voodoo Jester. Predator finds Chipper in the forest, and that's GG Chipper. You even see he pretty much used everything, but wasn't nearly enough, despite that ultimate going through the Stonehide. Still has the Iron Buckler in him. It's kind of funny. But he has 1,700 gold saved up. Nearing the 400 gold per minute mark now. Obviously, I'm talking about Predator. Voodoo Jester working on his tablet. Always a nice item to have. Frostwolf finished on Soul Stealer. That's a very, very smart pickup against this Predator. Get that slowed down attack speed. And it goes through the Stonehide, I do believe. Magnus sitting on a Blessed Orb. Sheepstick, possibly. Need some good farm for that, though, of course. So Legion team, they might be trying to make a bait move here with this Predator pushing up in front, but Hellborn team, as you can see on the mini-map, not really biting on it. They're falling back altogether. Wretched Hag is getting close to finishing that Nullstone. She needs 1,000 gold. She has 770 currently. A couple more of those camps will be good, but Madman has been getting a farm himself, so of course we've been at that farming stage now of the mid-game. Madman hasn't bought anything since the rune decks. Here it is. It's a Shrunken Head. I like it, I guess. I was going to think, I mean, obviously, ultimately, the damage source is the Predator, so the Shrunken Head doesn't do anything against him, obviously, but being able to be mobile in these team fights, especially when you're going up against a behemoth, a polywog priest, is huge. So I think that Shrunken Head is a smart choice. Harassing a mad or predator here a little bit in the meantime. So Behemoth's still level 10, so only the level 1 ultimate, and he just hit level 10. He did finally get his portal key. That's great and all. I mean, obviously he can still jump in and cause a lot of stuns to happen, but not being able to put out that ultimate damage is unfortunate. And also, too, a recent Shrunken Head changes, they only take the initial damage now from the ultimate if they have it activated going into it. So if he jumps in, kind of after the fact, it will not go through the Shrunken Head anymore. The after damage, it's only the initial. I believe that's how I read it, at least. They're waiting for Conqueror. That's what TSoG is doing. Not up yet, but obviously up soon, I'm sure. There we go, in fact. Just resing right there. They must have timers. Paying attention at least. Legion team, they do have wards over here. That's a ward of revelation though, and again this ward, it's the only spot throw right here. Probably didn't see them walking over though, and pings are going out, and Legion team is making their way, and you see the Hellborn side. Chipper's like, wait, you kind of left me in here, guys. I'm kind of getting beat down by good old Kongor. Gonna fall back, launching some rockets for scouting, and he will see pretty much everyone. So TSoG is like, yeah, okay, we're not doing that anymore. We're going to sit back. No stone finished on Wretched, by the way. So, although maybe an odd choice, didn't end up getting it. Ooh, Predator choosing to go Axe the Malphite. Interesting. I don't know. I honestly think Demonic Breastplate, I mean, not only for the minus and plus armor, but the attack speed as well. That's huge for him. But Heart is also very good. Obviously it is a very good pickup still as well. Red Jack blinks on top of Soulstealer, actually getting Soulstealer to use both the Shrunken Head and the ultimate cooldown. It's kind of a little bit of a waste right there, you could even say. There's a no stone proc, and so like we said, it's only really good against this Voodoo Jester. Leaping in as Predator, are you kidding me? Voodoo Jester just nearly died in one shot right there. Oh god, that's what they have to look out for. Good crit right there, and they're possibly going to go for a Conqueror tip themselves? No. Both teams obviously really thinking about it, but it is a very dangerous spot right here. Hellborn side, they got Magnus. We saw it last game, in fact. Magnus came in and just completely ruined Rock's party. So Legion team, they are playing very, very passive here, and in fact, Predator is going to fall back. Predator, by the way, already level 23. I just noticed that as well. That's huge. He just hit it. So that's nice for him. That's 3 levels higher than anyone else in the game. Next closest being Soulstealer, of course, at 20. Behemoth is still level 10 and hasn't progressed much, unfortunately, in the experience gain. So, trying to get that level 2 ultimate up here. Ooh, I thought those Legion team were up there, but no, they weren't. They had already fallen back. I don't know. I really don't know at this point. Like, to say an advantage, this is anyone's game. Clearly, it's anyone's game at this point. I mean, it's going to come down to right now the team fights and obviously winning those team fights. I know that's obviously to say, but sometimes there's games where we're at the stage and we're like, obviously, okay, yeah, this is over. No matter what they do, it's pretty much over. This is really anyone's game. It's going to come down to just solid play in these team fights, and Congar, as always, will be huge. This is where a lot of people obviously like to give Hellborn the advantage because of the map, but they keep trying. This is not only their second attempt, but they're not actually going to pull it. So doing some counter warding in the meantime, but of course now that alarms rock, and in fact they were nearby, so they know that they're at least over here. TSoG though, they're going to hope that Rock does not initiate and just go for the kind of a ninja Conga right here. Legion team coming through. They need to go quickly, though, if they want to make something happen. Here comes Predator. He comes in. Oh, he got stunned, though, before the Stone Hive. That is huge right there. He got stunned just before it went off. He gets the kill on Voodoo Jester, but he goes down as well. Behemoth jumps into the last second. Look at Conqueror's almost dead. Behemoth goes down. He cannot finish off Madman. Madman's going to get that token of life right there. Unbelievable how close that was. Soulstealer is going to drop. but got the kill on Polywog Priest just before. And there goes Wretched Hag as well. Glacius is alive. He launches out a random ultimate, hoping to get lucky. Not going to happen, though. Madman hugging the ledge. He still has that token of life. And Magma stuns in on Glacius. He prevents the homecoming stone. Nope. He uses a free zone. Not over yet. Glacius might make his getaway here. It looks like he is, but wow. Timing. Fraction of a second right there. If that stone hide was activated by Predator, we would more than likely be seeing a completely different outcome right there. He could not get it off, though. And, yeah, as a result, Token of Life goes to Madman. TSoG gets a huge victory in a team fight right there. Wow. That was close. Definitely need a drink after that one. All right, so I mean, Legion team, they had the follow-up. Behemoth, he did go in and land an ultimate, and he got his finish done out there. Paul got his wards down. It did seem like they may have been a little bit late, but again, they were not expecting that Predator to get stunned before he got that initiation off. Predator was their initiation, and well, he failed at it, frankly. You know what should happen, so failed initiation, ends up going in favor of TSoG. Behemoth just hit level 11, by the way, so of course he was still a level 1 ultimate in that team fight. Another thing to remember. Magnus does pick up his Acolyte Staff, so he is going for the Sheep Stick. Now he just needs the Mana Tube. Needs to be careful here, though. Predator comes in and he's like, oh god, I'm in trouble. Ooh, Predator leaps on a creep on accident, though. As Dust was used by Glacius, but Magnus able to get away. Minor mistake there. If you are just tuning in, we are constantly getting more and more viewers, surprisingly, but this is Game 3 here in GosuGamers event. TSoG taking on RAK, a Southeast Asian team here in the second round of the losers bracket. So this is it. If you lose here, you're done. If you win, you survive another day in the losers bracket. And it's been an epic series so far, and this is turning out to be a very, very, very good Game 3. It's been a lot of back and forth. Right now, RAK, they got this Predator, amazing farm, continues to be a very dominant force in this game, but as we saw last fight, you know, minor mistake in those team fights, late activation of his Stone Hide can definitely completely turn everything around. He's still sitting on that Behemoth, or excuse me, the Axe of the Malphite, by the way. So still working on that Behemoth's Heart. Speaking of Demonic Breastplate, Madman picking up a Warp Cleft on top of the Abyssal Skull that he has. So he very likely will be going for Demonic Breastplate himself. Which, on both teams, would be great. And I still think, I personally am more of a favorite of getting the Demonic Breastplate on Predator at this point rather than the Behemoth's Heart. But he did finish the Behemoth's Heart, as you can see. There's a catch on a Chipper, by the way. And, of course, he gets still alive, actually. He got time to get the ultimate off, surprisingly enough, as Magnus came in. Then he sheeps Predator, actually. That was a very good sheep right there. And it's going to buy him time to get away. Here comes Madman activating his own Shrunken Head. Needs to be careful, though. The Shrunken Head doesn't do anything against Predator. He does take out Glacius, though. So now Madman, he's got his farm going. And we saw right there, you know, the damage output he can do, especially against these underfarm support players on the Legion side. So well played. In the meantime, Magnus actually got picked off up here. Wretched Hag, we haven't really seen or mentioned too much of throughout this game. Does a good job of sniping him down, not allowing him to get away. So numbers advantage here for RAK, going to make a push out of it. Again, Soulstealer, does he have the... No, Madman have the token, right? That's right, yeah. So Madman still has the token alive. The tower, though, it goes down with these. No defense put up whatsoever. They only have the 2 carries. So if they want to make a defense here, they're going to need to coordinate fairly well right here. Predator goes in. Ooh, he thought about leaping, but realized it was an illusion. Wretched Hag blinks in. They're going to go on Soulstealer right here. Critting for 790 damage. Oh, but he's not going to be able to keep it chased down. The Shrunken Head allows him to get away from the slow. Madman chases in the meantime. He gets stunned by Behemoth. And now he's trying to stalk away. Out comes a Demon Hand from Soulstealer there, so they're doing a solid job. Predator, though, leaps back in. He needs to remember, though, he has a token of life. So even if they get the kill, Wretched Hag came in after the fact. He's going to go down. Did not think Predator would fall back as well. So Predator is, unfortunately, just roaming out of there, dodging some rockets. But they saved the tower. Good job by TSoG. Buying time for the support players to get up, and they bought enough of it. So Predator now. Now the question is, just, you know, he's out of item slots. Unless he wants to replace, at this point, Ghost Marchers, which, yeah, I mean, that's very debatable, questionable. Replacing Boots, you just don't like. But at this point, yeah, that's really his only option. If he did really want, he could replace the Homecoming Stone, but that's very dangerous in a lot of cases, especially at later game stages like this. I mean, they're going to port out after clearing out the camp. Ooh, that rocket would have hit him. But too late. That is true. I mean, you could argue that Shrunken Head would have been a smart pick up here as well on Predator. Obviously, a lot of people say, well, yeah, Stonehide, you know, kind of the same deal with not as much a Swiftblade, because Swiftblade, you would rather auto-attack later game than use a spin. But Predator, I mean, he has a Stonehide sure, but it's only, what is it, 5.25 seconds. And we saw last fight, in fact, he got sheeped right after it wore off by Magnus, and initially allowed Magnus to get away. And obviously, this Hellborn team definitely has some CC ability to keep him in place. Predator getting away in time. He got, yes, good. I was going to say, Magnus, if he got that stun off before the Stonehide, that would have been dangerous. He gets a Sheepstick off, but thankfully Glacius was porting in because that definitely scared off the Hellborn team. They probably could have still followed up, to be honest, but better to be safe than sorry. 2,000 gold saved up on Predator, by the way. So again, you're kind of at the point, you've pretty much said, this is my build, this is what I'm sticking with. I can't really go anything else. Will he go for another item in place of the Homecoming Stone? We'll see. But again, that's very dangerous. Very, very dangerous. Wretched Hack sitting with an Invisrune on top. He has an Acolyte Staff now. So, working perhaps on a Sheepstick, honestly, I would have liked to see that before the Nullstone, if Nullstone at all, because like we were talking about earlier, Voodoo Jester is the only one that the Nullstone stops. So yeah, kind of an odd pickup. She's oh god, Wretched Hag, do not walk forward. Dear God. We had the Legion team initiating, or Hellborn team initiating though. Solstice got the ultimate off, got hexed immediately after. Predator though, the focus bar, he finally gets his Stonehide activated. Again, he got chain locked. He's going to be able, he tried to port out, but he canceled it though. He comes back into the team fight, and he gets taken out. Unless the Madman has a mini stun, and no he does not, so Predator chose to cancel that port on his own, and ended up getting, maybe a straight rocket hit him, I don't know. It was a very odd sequence right there, but nonetheless, in the end, 3 players at least taken out. I believe Polywog did die as well, but he bought back. Maybe not. Maybe he did survive. Maybe he ported out, actually. But, oh, God, he's probably going to die right here now anyways. As Madman comes in. He gets a tongue-tied off. He ports out right after. Smart play on his part. Buying time to get that cooldown. Gets away. Whew. So, Predator, I mean, he definitely does a crap ton of damage, but second time now we've seen the late Stonehide come off. And if he cannot get the Stonehide activated right away, he can get locked down like we've seen, despite having 3,000 life at this point. Not to mention the Elder Parasite is making him take 20% more damage. Yeah, 20% more damage, so that's another thing to keep in mind. As the game does get later on, it's definitely a heads up in damage between Soul Stealer and Madman especially. Oh god, Wretched Hag, blink away please. She blinks away in time. Out comes the Hags, but now Polywog Priest might be in trouble. He has a cocktail. Oh, got the Shrunken Head just before. But I don't see them doing too much follow-up. The Fissure Stun also comes out. But that just buys time for Polywog to get away right there. They need Predator if they want to get kills now. Again, that's shown right there pretty much. They just don't have enough damage without him anywhere. Close to enough damage. Fissure Stun trying to block. Keep the Hellborn team from pushing effectively. You're not going to be enough to save that secondary tower, though. TSoG good at timing Congo Resurrection. Is probably going to get, there we go, yeah. Wow. TSoG on top of that. Right as he resurrects, and of course, no chance for RAK to get to it. Soulstealer takes the token, and bananas go to Madman. And by the way, he finished his demonic breastplate. Behemoth got a Void Talisman. Can you blame him? It's a farm to Madman. That's definitely not a bad item. Even the Ward of Revelation gets the buff, by the way. Just noticing that, or the debuff even from the demonic breastplate. When he's nearby, that's funny. I guess it does have armor. I didn't even realize that. Wards have armor, really? Lols. I guess everything does. So, TSoG, they're in a very... They've always had, you know, a solid hold of this game. They've never necessarily been in a too scary of a spot, but there were times there where the Predator, I mean, he had, what, a 3-gap advantage in levels at least, and his farm was just enormous. That Elder Parasite was very effective early on. I mean, it was allowing him to dish out a good amount of damage, as well as, obviously, as long as he got the Stone Hide off. And he was critting for 400, 500 early on in this game, but... You know, now that we're getting to the later game stage, it's clearly kind of question yourself whether or not it's ultimately a great item to have at this point, because it does have him take 20% more damage. Another thing to keep in mind, actually, is that focus buffer, which we just saw Chipper apply. Ooh, and Vizirin spawning just after. Top lane. Ooh, somebody boarded out. That was Magmus. Gets up before. Magmus. Oh, God, look at this. Madman diving the bottom tower by himself, just tanking it. Falls back, though, with his shrunken head just about off cooldown. Forcing a rapid defense from the Legion side. So yeah, TSoG, it's talking about earlier, not sure who has the advantage. Clearly TSoG has that solid advantage now. They're getting the map push going. And this Madman, he is very dangerous all of a sudden. On top of course, the Soulstealer. I'm going to take a freeze right here. He actually gets frozen. The stomp to follow. There's a Fissure Stone as well. He's getting Chain CC. This could be huge. Predator leaping in. And yes, they're going to pick up the kill on him. Madman. He had bananas, but he couldn't even use those. Maybe he didn't even want to. Wow, what a play by Voodoo Jester in the meantime. Tabata commands over the freaking cliff and gets away. Very good use of that tablet, but a great catch by RAK right there on Madman. He was playing really aggressive, having the, you know, keeping the pressure on, keeping him occupied. But great chain CC from the Legion team, showing right there. Again, he did not have the shrunken head. It was still on cooldown. Used it earlier. Oh God, Wretched Hag. Talk about chain CC. Yo, he gets away actually. Wow. Kind of surprised with that. He got Sheepstick. Gets away. That is another thing, by the way, that of course Nullstone blocks. So in a sense, it did make it a little bit more useful at that. Magnus, speaking of Sheepstick, stuns on a Predator, and again they're gonna lock down Predator before he can do anything. He uses the Insanitarius, the Elder Parasite, everything, but just too much damage. He goes down again. And that may... No, he does buy back, actually, so it is not officially over just yet. The tower is being worked on. The Hellborn team now falling back. Hex on Madman. Lockdown on Soulstealer as well. Bound Eye dropping, though, after the Predator... Or, excuse me. Again, Predator gets caught before he can use a Stone Hide. That's TSoG doing an excellent job of catching him before he gets the Stone Hide off. And yes, they're going to follow it up. Soulstealer picks up the kill. That Fissure block only ensured a death right there for Behemoth, unless that Void Talisman can keep him alive. That's not going to happen. Instead, he takes an extra damage Demon Hand. So the tower goes down. The RAK is next in line. And that should possibly do it. Again, it's fault on Predator. I mean, that's questionable. It's been a lot of credit to TSoG. They really have been doing a good job of finding him immediately and locking him down before he can get that Stone Knight off. But, you know, you'll look back at that team fight back at Kongor. That, no doubt, was perhaps his fault. I mean, if he got that Stone Knight off, that fight completely different, and this whole game completely different as far as I'm concerned. So, you know, like I was talking about at that time, a split-second reaction can make a difference for the whole game, and I honestly think that really was the case here in this game. And ultimately going to lead to a victory for TSoG. You see them, they got mega creeps now, so obviously that should pretty much officially do it. RAK, though, all the credit to them. They really stuck in there against TSoG. A very, very good team themselves, of course. And being from Southeast Asia, again, it's always fun to see new teams, especially, you know, teams from Wakanda that we just don't do much coverage on, unfortunately, because we just don't get the opportunity. But several teams from that area, obviously, in this GosuGamers event especially. And this has definitely brought for some newer teams to kind of be exposed and seen. So RAK being one of those, very solid team, but they're going to get knocked out here in the second round of the losers bracket. I believe it might have been 500 actually. I believe they're actually guaranteed $500 though at this point, and so they're gonna go home with that. You know, it's something. Playing a video game, get some money. Without wouldn't take that. But TSoG, as far as they're concerned, they move on now and they stay alive here in the losers bracket. Awesome job. Just waiting for the official now. RAK is not a team to concede. Yeah, especially to Voss Reicher. I can't even see his full name on my screen. Voss Reicher. Voss Reicher. But whatever his name is, the blue guy. Blue guy for RAK. He did an awesome job in all three games. He was the carry for all three. Standard Wraith, Forsaken, now Predator, so he definitely awesome himself. But there we go. So that's going to do it. TSoG victorious over RAK in the best out of 3 series, all 3 games. Awesome games. Glad we casted it. And to you guys, thanks for tuning in. Again, I was testing out my new mixer and everything, my new setup here. Got the laptop going as well, and seems like it went successful. It really does. It went a lot better, at least, than I thought it could have gone. So I'll have the VODs up later on tonight. So for those of you that may miss the first couple of games, you'll check that. You just go to fileplay.net and you type in Honcast. They'll be up there. So look for those if you're interested. But as for this cast, again, thanks for tuning in, guys. Appreciate it. I am going to be done for tonight, most likely. I mean, I'm not going to say I'm 100% done for tonight. There is a possibility, I guess, I could hop on later on tonight. But for now, I'm definitely done. I mean, that's a long casting for nearly 3 hours. So, kind of tired of myself and need to rejuvenize. So, anyways, thanks for tuning in, guys. And as always, stay tuned to Honcast.com for much more coverage. We'll be back, if not later tonight. Just plan on tomorrow, guys. But we'll be back tomorrow with more GosuGamers coverage of select matches. So, see you guys tomorrow. Have a good night.